Yeah. So whenever our query is running slow, right? So using this dynamic management views, so we can able to get to know why it's running slow. Okay. So for that, there are few dynamic management views are a bit important. I can tell you what are those. Okay, let me filter out it. Just make a side heading, dynamic management views. And just take this dynamic management views.
The definition.
Definition, right? Okay, right on. Dynamic management views. Dynamic management views will help us to improve the performance of a query. So maybe when I know there is a separate topic for query tuning, how we can able to improve the performance of a query, and in such cases, I think this dynamic management views will come. Okay, and that topic will be explained by Ramesh. Yeah, so you can just take down these dynamic management views. Okay, and we'll ask him to explain, whenever this dynamic management views come into the picture while tuning the queries. Okay, yeah, just take down these names. Done?
Yes.
Okay. Next topic, synonyms. Write down. Synonyms. So usually what is meant by synonym?
Words with the
Same meaning.
The
Same.
word which gets the same meaning.
Okay, next.
Similar one.
Similar words. Okay. Any other?
Same word with different meanings.
Same word with different meanings. Okay.
closely related.
Closely related. Okay. I
Different
tell
word
you.
with same meaning.
Okay. So here, yeah, the meaning is same. Okay, but whereas like English keywords, uh, we need not to learn those things. I mean, here synonyms will be on top of the tables. Actually, we'll build synonyms on top of the tables. Okay, so there is no such keywords or something. Okay, it's a different thing. So what is meant by synonym in SQL Server is it's a alternative name for the table. Okay, it's a synonym is a alternative name for the table. Okay, so alternative name means maybe different name. Okay, but the meaning remains same. Correct? It's act like a table only. Okay, let me give an example, and let me give you the syntax first. Create synonym. Okay, and synonym name will usually keep sy. Okay, sy underscore some synonym name for. Okay, you have to put for class. Okay, so for which table you want to create the synonym, you have to put that table name. Okay, now in what situations we'll go for the synonyms? Okay, we'll see here. Let me open. Okay, okay, so assume that there are three different databases. Okay, so this is database 1, and this is database 2, and this is database 3. Okay, now let me take an example, like we are working for 3 clients. Okay, we are working for 3 different clients, so consider that one is Amazon, the another one is Myntra, and then let's say Flipkart. Okay, so we are working for 3 different clients, and every client's data we are maintaining in different databases. Okay, now so usually whenever you are purchasing any products, okay, anything, so the government will be giving, I mean, have some, GST rates, correct? Tax rates. For every product, there are some tax rates, right? Do you know about tax rates, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So
Yeah.
for every category, okay, so there will be different percentages will be there, the tax rates. Okay, let's say for home, let's say some 15%. Yeah, for some any electronics, it will be 18%. Okay, let's say for diamonds and all, it will be 28%. Okay, so something like that. Okay. So for every product, there are some percentages, tax rates will be defined by the government. Okay. Now that tax rates will be same for all the case, all the, any client you can take, for everyone it is same, because globally it will be applicable, right? I mean, within India, right? Hello.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Now what I did is here, I have created a table. I mean, here all the product tables, orders, everything will be there related to Amazon. And also I have created a table called GST rates or tax rates. Okay. I have created a table called tax rates. Now, whatever client has given, all the, see, this has to given by the government actually. Okay. And obviously the client should give us all the tax rates. Now, let's say we fill all the tax rates in this table, and there are, consider that there are 10,000 rows of there in this table, which means 10,000 products, tax rates are there, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Now the same data, this data will be common for all the three clients, correct?
For tax rate is
Yes.
this is yeah.
So as it is a government rule, so every client has to follow it, right? And
Yes.
it is same for all the clients. Now, usually what we will do, we will go and keep, again, we will create a table, we'll dump all the 1,000 rows here, and here also we'll do the same thing, correct?
Yes.
Now, the thing is, maybe after a week of time, again, the government has introduced, some 20,000 new products and their tax rates. Then again, what I need to do?
We have to insert those and
So those data.
Yeah.
regarding to the tax
So that
rates.
20,000 rows I have to insert in all the DB tables, correct? 3
Yeah.
tables. Okay. So first of all, here the disadvantage is whenever there is a changes coming, so we need to go and change manually in all the 3 tables, right?
Yes.
And also memory consumption. So when you create 3 tables, obviously the memory consumption will be high, right? Yeah. So now this is a
Can you
common
repeat that last point?
last point. So
Yes.
memory, I'm talking about the memory consumption. So as I'm keeping 3 tables in physically, I have created 3 tables in 3 different databases, right? So obviously it will consume the memory, right?
Mhm.
Okay. So now when so as it is a common data, in such cases, when the data is common, in such
Mhm.
cases the synonym will help us actually. Okay. So if you take another example, like there is a stock markets, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And there are some rates, I mean, we will be calling as some trade rate, I mean stock rate, something will be there. Okay.
Mhm.
And globally it will be same, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And whenever you're working for multiple banks or multiple clients, okay, the tax rates remain same everywhere. Okay. So now there are crores of, I mean, tax rates will be there for different funds. Okay. In such scenarios, we cannot keep on create the tables for all the clients. Okay. So for an example, in my, I worked for a company called VTOs. In that is my first company. We work for almost like 55 clients there. Totally 55 clients. All are, related to, I mean, financial markets actually. It's completely fund and financial markets. Okay.
Mhm.
So where we'll be having this tax, I mean the stock rates and all, and then based upon that we just need to multiply and we need to give them the I mean reports and all. So now there is some table called stock rates. Okay, and every client will be maintaining separate databases. Okay, there are almost like we have some 100 plus databases are there, and I'm mainly focusing on few clients, not 55, but I'm working on some 10 plus clients actually. Okay, now for every client the tax rates remain, I mean the stock rates are remain same. And in that stock rates table, right, I do have I mean, so this story is somewhere like 2014, so I have some 30 lakhs records in that table. Okay, 30 lakhs records. When I do select star from the table name, no, it will take 30 minutes to give us the result set, the complete table data. 30 minutes it will take, because a huge amount of data is there, and the number of columns also very huge in that table. Okay, now if I have 30 lakhs records in this table, right, now there are 55 plus clients are there. Now maintaining this 30 lakhs in all the databases is very hectic, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, so whenever any changes will come, you have to do manually all the 55 plus clients. Very difficult, right? And
Yes.
also memory consumption also very high. 30 lakhs means it's more memory actually, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So in such scenarios, what we have done is, okay, so instead of creating multiple tables in different databases, is, so we went for the synonyms actually. Okay, so let me show you how the the synonym will help us. So initially we'll choose one client, any client we can choose, no issues actually. We'll choose one client, and in another client, no, instead of creating the table, we'll go and create the synonym here. Okay, so synonyms will always help us to create in different databases, guys, not within the database. Okay, so create synonym for, okay, for which table we have to create, for database table, this database, correct? See,
That's right.
I want to use this table over here.
Okay.
Okay,
Mhm.
so now for that purpose you have to choose the destination database where you need to create the synonym. Okay, that's why. So in that database, destination database, you need to create the synonym. Create synonym name. Sorry, I forgot to write. Synonym name I can put like sy underscore tax rates. You can put directly tax rates also, but just to identify it is a synonym, so I'm keeping sy underscore. Okay.
Mhm.
So for which table we need to create the synonym? This database table.
Yes.
How do you
Okay.
call that database table over here?
Database name and table name.
So schema and
Database name
Schema name.
dot schema name dot table name.
table name. Yeah.
This is how you should call. Okay, do remember it. Okay. Now when you execute this query, now this synonym will act like a alternative name for your table. So meaning you can do anything on top of this table. Okay, and this synonym won't store any data like your view, right? It doesn't store any data. Okay, so
Mhm.
whenever you query, right, so select star from your synonym. So sy underscore tax rates. Whenever you query your synonym, right, so it will fetch the data from your database table, db1 table. Okay, and it won't store any data, guys. Now on top of your synonym, you can do any operations. Okay, you can do any operations like insert, update, delete. Now the thing is, whenever you do something on the synonym, it will obviously affect in the main table only. Okay, whenever you do
Yeah.
some changes, and you can do DML operations. There is no restrictions over here. Whenever you do something on the synonym, the direct affected object will be table only. Okay, and if you do something on the table, right, so then the changes can be able to see in the synonym also. That is what we want, right?
Yeah.
Correct? Yeah. So now same way in the other database, what you can do again, there also you can do, you can create one more synonym, right? So synonym SY tax rates, same name we can keep, there is no problem in it. So for db1.dbo dot tax rates.
Tax rates.
Okay, so you likewise you can create one more synonym. Now wherever you do the changes, guys, in whichever DB you do the changes, as I said, so initially 10,000 rows, and tomorrow I got some 20,000 products tax rates. Now what I did, I went to DB3 and I inserted through the synonym. Now what will happen?
Okay.
It will go
It
on.
will reflect in the master table.
Yes, it will go and sit it in the master table, your tax rate table. Okay, and wherever you fetch that synonym, so obviously you can see that 30,000 rows. Okay, so in such cases, first of all, no need to maintain the memory. I mean memory by creating the physical tables multiple times. Correct? Only one time I need to create the synonym, right?
Yes, sir.
Understand? See, in a previous example, we created if I take 55 clients, so you have to create 55 physical tables, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whenever there is a change comes, any updates or insert deletes comes, what you need to do? You have to execute the same statement in all 55 databases, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But here, do I need to do that?
No.
No. You do either in your table or synonym, the object will affect the main table, and wherever you're using that synonym, obviously the changes will come over here. Correct? It's an automatic process. Correct?
Yeah.
And also no need of maintaining that data physically. Correct? So no, the memory consumption will be very less here. Clear?
Yes.
Yeah, that's the purpose of the synonym, guys. Okay, and here whenever we create a synonym for a table, right, so we cannot create for a specific columns here. See, in a view level, right, whenever we create a view, we can create view for specific columns, or we can create for the entire table. Correct?
Yes.
But synonyms will be not like that. Okay, a synonym can be created for the entire table. See, that's where you see for I just kept the synonym name directly. I did not put like any columns or select anything. Okay, we can create for the entire table, not for specific columns. Understand?
Yes.
Yeah. And yeah, and if I don't want the synonym, what you can do is, yes, obviously you can go on drop the synonym. That is possible. And whenever you whenever you apply DDL commands on synonym, that won't apply in the tax rates. Meaning, I already told you, right? So whenever we do DML operations on synonym, that will directly go and affect the main table. Correct? But when you do DDL, right, that will not affect, which means when you drop the synonym, your table remains exist. Table won't get dropped. Okay.
If you truncate also.
If you truncate, yeah, truncate will affect for sure. When you truncate the synonym, right, your table will affect. So the only thing is the only commands which will not apply is create, alter, and drop. Okay.
Okay.
And what else is there on synonym? Yeah, I think that's it, guys. That's all about the synonym. Okay. And mainly, this synonym will not create within the database. See, if I go and create synonym within the database, let's say create synonym name for the tax rates table. Does it make any sense? Is there any usage?
No.
No, sir.
No, within the database, it is, there is no meaning for it, right? Already I have a table. Why to create again one more synonym for it, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. And mainly, these synonyms will help us to create on top of the common data, guys. Not all for all the tables. Let me give an example for that. Let's say here I have a product table, Amazon database. Okay, Amazon client. Myntra also we have product. Flipkart also product. Okay. Now, does the products are remain same in all the clients?
No,
No.
so it will be differ.
No,
It will be differ, guys. It will differ, no?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay. So the prices will be different, correct?
Yeah.
The prices will be different, number of products will be there different, and names might be different, their codes will be different, correct?
Yes.
So
Yeah.
in such a case, I cannot create a synonym for that, no?
Yeah.
Yeah. So mainly only for common data, only for the common data. So we can go and create this, synonyms actually. Yeah. So mainly, I can say like banking sectors, these finance sectors. Okay. So yeah, these sales related sectors. So we'll mainly use these synonyms, that too on top of common data. Okay. That common data needs to be help us for the multiple clients. Only in such scenarios, these synonyms will help us. Okay.
Yes.
Any questions?
I have a question here.
Yeah.
We know like we have created in a database one will be the master and a database two will be some one synonym one and database three will have
Yes.
synonym two.
Yes.
So like when we are creating do different, like how we are going to differentiate like synonym one and synonym two.
See,
Like
there
the
is no
syntax.
need. See, basically, you no need to differentiate it. Why? Because those two are two different databases, correct?
Correct.
Okay. So usually we will maintain the same name only, because just to identification it is very, very easy. Okay.
Hmm.
So if you go and keep, let's say, S1 score tax rates in DB2 and DB3, you have put some different name.
Okay.
Okay. So in
Mhm.
such a case, you cannot easily identify, right? So that's why we'll keep the same synonym name in
Okay.
all the databases.
Fine.
Yeah, it has
And
to be in sync actually.
okay.
I mean,
Clear.
it's not mandatory to keep the same names, just to identification. So I'm just telling.
Yeah, clear.
Yeah.
And second thing for confirmation, say for example, in the master table, we
Mhm,
have 10 rows been existing.
mhm,
So when we come to the synonym in the database too,
mhm,
we have added two rows here.
mhm,
Similarly, the next in comes to the database tree, we have added some 3 rows here.
mhm.
So when we add a 2 rows in database 2, so in the master table, it is going to reflect as 10 plus 2, that is 12.
Yes.
So when we come to this database 2, that 12 rows will be reflecting. Whereas in database 3, that added 2 rows will not reflect, right?
No, it's not like that.
Will reflect.
Wherever you do, that
Uh-huh.
will directly, fit it in that table. When you do say 2 rows here, and immediately you have inserted DB3 3 rows, right? In your master, you have 15 rows now.
Uh-huh.
Okay. And your
Uh-huh.
DB2 also 15 rows, DB3 also 15 rows.
Okay.
That's how
Okay.
it should
So
be, right? Same data should be maintained. See, obviously, whenever you do something, the master table will affect. Okay.
okay.
And whenever you retrieve the data from your synonym, as I said, synonym won't store data. It obviously go and pick the data from your
From
database
where
table
exactly?
only. Your database table will already have that changes, right?
Yeah. Got it.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
You do where in your child's, right? You do something, definitely your synonym will directly, your table will directly affect. So that's why we
Okay.
should be very, very careful with the synonym also.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So simply should not do any deletes or truncates and all. You should be very careful.
Looks
Okay.
like doing truncate is a sin in
Yes.
SQL.
Yes. Okay. And whatever properties we have in the tax rates table, properties in the sense all the constraints, keys, anything. Okay. Everything will be applicable for your synonym also. Okay. I mean, using synonym, whenever you insert a duplicate record in the primary key column, obviously it throws an error. Okay. See, that's what synonym means. What? It's an alternative name, same meaning, but a different name, correct?
Yeah.
So same thing here also, same different name, but same meaning. No matter whatever structure, I mean, the conditions, whatever you have written on the table, right? So same thing will be applicable for your synonym also. The only thing is physically data won't store. It just points to the main table. That's it. Any other questions?
Sir, we can't apply this DDL operations to this synonymous, right? Sir?
You can apply, but
Okay.
whenever you do create, alter, drop, right, your
Yeah.
main table doesn't affect. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
That's what I mean to say.
But like you said, like if you do truncate, like it will affect.
Yeah, only truncate will affect actually, because
Okay.
truncate will mainly remove the data, na?
Yeah.
Correct?
Yes.
Such a case it will affect. Apart from truncate, the remaining details will not affect.
Yeah, remaining will just differ the structure, so it won't affect.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, got it.
Yeah. Now, when I rename the table name, okay, after creating all the synonyms, I rename the table name. Will my synonym will work or not?
Not work.
No, sir.
It
Should
will
not
not
work.
because
Manually
it is referred to the table, right?
Correct.
Okay, so definitely it will not work. It throws an error. In such case, what you need to do?
we have to enter manually.
First, we need to rename.
We need to
Alter the synonyms.
we need to alter the synonym. No? Okay, let's try
First we
that. Let's try that whether alter will work or not. If alter will not work, then we have to go for other way. I'll show you what is the other way. So now I think I do have the table name here already.
Okay.
The GST rates.
Okay.
Please mute. Yeah. So now I have 17 rows, 17 products, GST rates are there. The percentages this is okay.
Okay.
Now, so now I just want to use the same thing in different databases, let's say. Okay. Let me close these sessions. Okay. Now this is a different database. I'll go and choose 20th batch. Okay. Consider this is a different client, guys. Okay. If I want to use the table here, you simply write a synonym. Create synonym, synonym name. Synonym name, I'll just go and keep like this. Like this. And I'll simply say like for. But which database table? This, correct? AdventureWorks dot.
Scheme.
Yes, AdventureWorks. No, it's not coming. Dot VO dot. Sorry. No, from is not required. You directly put for table name. That's it. Okay.
Okay.
Created, right? Now we'll choose another client. Same syntax, another client. I'll go for, maybe 19th batch. Okay, maybe there is already this name is exist, guys. So I'll just drop the synonym and we'll recreate it. Okay, drop. This is the syntax. Drop synonym name. See, when you drop, no, you go and query your table and let's see whether it is get dropped or not. See, it is still exist, right?
Yes, it is.
Which means it won't affect.
Mhm.
Now I created another, synonym in a different database.
Okay.
Now, whenever you do query your synonym, you can see the same data, right?
Yeah.
If I go and delete something, 1 second, let's take the backup of that table. Otherwise, it will again affect, no?
Yes.
So select star into PL underscore GST rates underscore backup. Okay.
Mhm.
Now, if I go and delete something in the synonym level, so where PID in seven hundred, 900. Two records I'm deleting using the synonym, guys. Two
Okay.
rows are affected. Okay.
Yeah.
Now you go and check in the another synonym in another database. There we have 15 rows.
Yeah. Okay.
You go and check your main table now. Here also 15 rows. Right?
Yes.
Now when you truncate something, okay, wherever you truncate, no problem. So I think truncate, not very sure. Truncate synonym name.
Intern.
Copy.
Truncate is not working. Okay. Truncate is not working, guys.
Yes.
Only alter create. Okay. Alter also I'm not very sure. Let me try. But when you truncate your table, obviously your synonym will affect. Okay.
Uh-huh.
Truncate is not working. And let's rename the table and we'll check. Let's rename the table and we'll check that. SP underscore rename the table
Unit.
and the new table name, let's say 1. I renamed the table and see again it is saying the warning message, right? So now we are using this, right? So it will break actually. That's what it means. Yeah.
Yeah.
You go and query this table. Can you see? Synonym SY underscore GST rates refers to an invalid object, right? And let's try with the alter, whether alter will work or not, we'll see. Even alter also not working. Okay.
Yeah.
See, here it is throwing an error. So in this case, what exactly you can do is you have to drop the synonym and recreate it. That's the only option we have. Okay. So drop the synonym and recreate with the 1. Table name 1. Drop it and then recreate it. Understand?
Yes.
Yes, understood.
And when you go and execute it, see now we have the data. Okay.
Mhm.
And if you want to see the synonyms, where exactly it gets stored now, so you go to this database and there is something called synonyms. You can see here.
It stores in the master or even the respective database.
It shows in the respective database where you create.
Okay.
Just yeah, it shows in the respective database where we created that synonym. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Next. So when you do Alt F1 with this table, no, I mean this synonym, no, it will be showing. See, it doesn't store any structure also, right?
Yes.
Okay, so it's just a name. Whenever you do something, it directly going to affect over there. So that's why it is not allowing even the alter statement as well. Okay. Yeah. Any other questions?
Sir, even if I changed column name and we have to drop that synonyms and recreate.
It's not required because we are creating for the entire table, right?
Yeah.
There is no need of changing anything. Let me show you that. So if I go and change, let's say one dot, we have a PID column, right?
Yeah, PID.
Yes. So let me change it to product ID. Okay. And if I go and query this synonym, okay, product ID. Can you see this?
Oh, yes. Okay.
Next. Any other questions?
If we drop the main table, the synonym will still
No.
exist.
Synonym will be there, but it won't work. That's what
We
I have
need
shown
to
you.
drop the synonym.
Yes, yes. Synonym will be there. Synonym will not get dropped. But the only thing is, whatever object it is referring, right? So it's not there, no. So that's why it will throw an error saying that it is pointing to a invalid object. So in such case, you have to drop and recreate. Understand?
Yes.
Any other questions?
Sir, while creating synonym names, it should be same in different databases or
No, it can be different, no issues, but usually we'll maintain same just to identify the synonyms, the the same synonyms which are pointing to the same table. So we'll keep the same name, okay? But it's not mandatory to have the same.
is
Yeah.
it possible to call this synonym names in other database? No, right?
This synonym name,
Hmm.
no. When you go to, let's copy this. When you go to a different database and choose some different database like 18 batch, and when you query it, it throws an error. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So if you need to create it over there.
Okay.
Yeah. One option is there. Okay. So to call that option is, so you have to put the database name from wherever you need and keep the the schema name and synonym name. In such a way you can read it. Okay. But in some or other cases, right, they will restrict to read something like this from other database table. Okay. So in such a way, definitely you need to go and create the synonym.
But this is not a synonym, right?
This is not a synonym. We are just calling the synonym from other database.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sir,
You are asking something.
Yes, if I want to update in a different database, different, this synonym name is batch 1916. If I want to update this synonym name, I can do it in different database. No, right?
Here you can do it, but you have to mention like
Complete
yeah, the
database
database name
schema
wherever
name.
you created that synonym, right? You have to mention database name, schema name, and then table name, and then try updating it. So then it will perform. Okay, because physically this synonym is not exist in this database, no. So must and should you need to mention the database name if you are trying in different database.
Sir. Sir.
Yes, yes.
Sir, here you have done the example on a single table. So how can we insert multiple tables in a scenario?
See, if you require to create a synonym for multiple tables, you have to manually create a synonym for each table separate.
Okay, sir.
Okay, and as I said, so see, there are so many tables in the adventure box right here. So for all these tables, will not create the synonyms in other database, because in other clients, these tables might be different, the data might be different, okay, names might be different, okay, it's not a common data, right? So in such a case, your synonym will not help. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, only the data which is common, okay, that will be help us to create the synonym.
So normally in real time, like it should be inside the company only, right?
Yes.
Like at the time, like can we have any like example kind of things?
Yeah, like creating a synonym.
Yes, sir. Because you told it should be between the databases only.
Yes.
Yeah, sir. Not like basically in a company means we will follow like one or two databases.
No, it's not like that. It depends on the number of clients. Okay.
Okay.
So not only one or two. So as I said, I work for 55 clients, means every client we are maintaining a single database.
Yeah.
Okay. In such scenarios, definitely maintaining that stock rates, it's impossible actually.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Because every day we'll get lakhs of records into that table.
Yes, sir.
So synonym would be the best case.
Okay, to update that every day is like
yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Sir,
yes.
If you update one synonym in one database, it can get updated in all databases, sir.
It can be updated
In all databases, sir.
It can update all the databases where but prior to that, you have to create the synonym in other databases for that table.
Okay.
The synonym is not exist, and obviously there is no affected area out there. Okay.
If synonym is there in the database, it can update.
Yes, correct.
Wherever
it can update means synonym won't store any data. Okay. Your main table will affect. Okay. So when the main table is affect means the synonym anyway, it is depending on the main table, right?
Okay.
Correct. So obviously the changes will directly come into the synonym whenever you query it. Yeah. To retrieve the data from one of the table data which is present in database 1, by creating synonym in database 2, we can retrieve data from the table which is present in database 1. Normally we can't retrieve the database. What is the question, Noor?
If the table is present in one database, if we call the table in another database, means throw error, sir. At that time we go to synonyms, sir.
No. So we can call it actually. The way is you have to put like select star from that database name, schema name, and then table name. You have to keep like this.
Okay. Sir, can we perform joins on the synonyms?
Yes, you tables? can. You can. There is no restriction. See, basically you can do anything. Okay. So you can apply. See, it's like a table only, right? So select star from your synonym means it's like a table only, correct? So whatever you do, like date functions, string functions, anything can be applied, no problem.
Okay.
No issues.
So
everything. Yeah.
Here the most important thing is a master database, like synonym creation.
Exactly.
Can we like suppose if anyone drops it by mistakenly, it will break all the synonyms.
That's why we'll not give access for everyone.
Okay. Is there any other way to like protect that particular master database?
I think that's the only way. Okay. So restricting the permissions to everybody apart from the seniors.
Okay.
Yeah. Usually, everyday backups will be going on. Okay.
Yes, sir.
If something went wrong, even by the senior, okay. See, everyone will not perfect, right?
Yes.
When the senior can do the drop, maybe in some cases. Okay. So definitely we should have a backup for that. So every minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, the backup backup will be going on in the real-time scenarios. Okay, because that data is very, very important, no?
Yes, sir.
So we never know what will happen.
Correct.
Yeah. But the thing is, whenever you do something, obviously you have to give an explanation for that. If it is intentional or by mistaken. So definitely they do have the backup, but obviously you should give the proper explanation for that, why you have done that. Okay. In some cases, if it is very, very the sensitive, right? The data is very, very sensitive means in such cases, maybe they can terminate immediately also. Notice period, no notice period, nothing.
Yes, sir.
So
Sir,
in
one more
some
thing is in synonyms, like if you do Alt F1, there won't be any structured data stored.
correct.
So,
Correct.
sir,
Correct.
like so, the thing is like when we take the tax rates in a synonyms database, like from where it will fetch the data, sir.
It will fetch directly from the table itself.
Yeah, sir. Like, but in that database,
Mhm.
table won't be present, right? So, like only like synonym means it doesn't have any structure also.
Correct. See, but the synonym is pointing to what?
Master database. That
Your
is.
master database. So whenever you query your synonym, right? So it will go and get the data from that master only.
Okay, it will basically from the master database only.
Yes.
Oh,
So see, what is meant by English synonym? It's a same meaning, different name, right?
Yeah.
Same here also. It's just a name, alternative name. That's it. Okay.
Okay.
But the main meaning, everything will be present in your main table only. So whenever it needs something, it will go and get the data from that.
Okay.
Yeah. Any other questions? Any other questions?
No, sir.
Okay, fine. So shall we write the notes?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Okay, write down synonym. Sorry, heading abbreviation. Synonym is an alternative name. Synonym is an alternative name. Or you can keep like synonym is an alternative table name. That is also fine. Synonym is an alternative table name for the main table. Okay. Synonym is an alternative table name for the main table or original table. Okay. Okay. Can you keep the syntax for that? Create synonym name. Maybe I'll just keep source DB name. Okay. Understand? Source DB name dot schema name dot source table name. Okay. Source means master. Okay. Done?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Can you draw this picture, please? Okay. Can you draw this picture?
Yeah.
And then we'll write all the note points.
Sir,
Yeah.
yeah, in beginning definition, you said synonym is the alternative name for the existing table name.
Correct. Yeah. Any doubts in that?
No.
Hello?
No, sir.
Okay. Is that done?
Yes, sir.
Everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Now, below that, make a note and write down all the points. A synonym can be created for the entire table. a synonym can be created for the entire table. But not for specific columns. But not for specific columns. Okay. Next point. But not for specific columns. Next point. Next point. When we perform any DML operations on top of a synonym, when we perform any DML operation on top of synonym, the changes will directly reflect in main table. The changes will directly reflect in main table. The changes will directly reflect in main table. Next, synonym will not store any data and structure. Synonym will not store any data and structure. Done?
Yeah.
Next point. Synonyms should get create Synonyms should get create for common data tables. For common data tables. For common data tables. Okay, next. We cannot perform truncate and alter comments on synonym.
Vinod, can you repeat the last point? We
Yeah,
cannot
we cannot
perform.
perform truncate and alter command
Mhm.
on top of synonym. Okay, next point. We cannot create synonym for a synonym. We cannot create synonym for a synonym. It's not possible, guys. Okay.
One second, sir.
Yeah, we cannot create synonym for a synonym. See, for table we can create a synonym, but for synonym we cannot create a synonym. Done?
Yes.
Next. What else is there for synonym? Any other points I have missed? Right? I think that's it, guys, about the synonym. Okay. If there is no questions, I can go for next topic. Shall I?
Yeah.
Write down triggers.
Important topic.
Yeah. Triggers. Yeah. So below that, have you written this, all the classifications?
No, sir.
Okay. So first write down the definition for triggers, and then you can write down this. Trigger will help us to maintain the audit information. Triggers will help us to maintain the audit information. Triggers will help us to maintain the audit information. And it's an automatic fire action. And it's an automatic fire action. It's an automatic fire, FIRE. It's automatically fire an action. Done. Below that, it's classified into 4 types, and write down these types. Write down these 4. Okay, and below that, make a set of fire actions and write down this for / after insert update delete. Write down this.
Yeah, done.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Usually, why do we do the audit in banks, or if you see in schools? We'll get some information like they'll come for an audit, right? Why do we do that?
To tally all the accounts which all been previously passed.
Okay, to tally the accounts, so whether it is correct or not, right? The previous history information, right?
Correct.
Yeah. So here, in our case, why do we do the audit, and what is the purpose of it? Means, let's say if anybody is working on some tables, okay, and those tables are pretty much important, okay, and those are related to, let's say, some client related information. Those are very, very sensitive, right?
Yeah.
So the client email addresses and their folder paths and username, password, email address, everything. So those are very, very sensitive. Now, let's say, that table has access for all the people, and everyone is doing, an actions on it. Actions means the DML operations, let's say, the inserts, update, deletes. Okay. Now, whenever they're doing something on top of the table, okay, so whenever they're doing some insertions or updations or deletions, I want to know who's that guy, what record he has updated, what record it is deleted. See, it's not intentional or by mistake. Okay. So whenever they do something on the table, I want to know it. Okay. As a senior, I want to know it. Okay. what record he has deleted, what record he has updated, what record he has inserted. I want to know. Okay, and who's that guy, and what is his server name, from which server he has inserted, because there are different servers, right? So which server he has inserted, and then what time he has done that. Yeah, and what is the action, whether it is insert or update or delete. Yeah, so in that way we can easily track it, no? So that is what audit means. So on top of a table, if something happens, okay, so that we will maintain in a audit table. Clear?
Yeah.
So in such a way we can easily prove it, right? Who has done what? Correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. I know pretty much few of the people are afraid of this concept. Okay, see, nothing will happen, don't worry. Okay. So we can easily come to know if there is a trigger. So we can get to know. Yeah. Yeah. So there are 4 different categories are there in it. So one is DDL, and then DML triggers, instead of triggers, and logon triggers. Okay. So out of which we will discuss 3, and these logon triggers will be for the database administrator, because what we'll do is, whenever we log in here, see the username and some authentication username and password, that he will track actually. Okay, so because sometimes we will log in with some other people username, and we can do that actually. If you know the username and password, we can log in. Okay, so when you do that from your system, okay, so they can easily track it by creating this logon triggers. Okay, see, login means what? So whenever you log into any system, in such that information he will audit it. Okay, so this is specifically designed for the database administrative guys. Okay, so they will track the login information. Okay, who will log in? The developers. Okay. Yeah, and the remaining things will be for the developers only. Okay. Yeah, and see, these DDL DML classifications, right? Will in one trigger itself, everything will mix up and comes all the DDLs and DMLs. It is not a separate thing. Okay, whenever I'll create, you'll get to know. Yeah, and these are the 5 actions actually. Okay, so for an example, when they do something, an insert operation, okay, what should happen? I mean, there is something called for or after. Either of the class you can use, there is no issues. Okay, so whenever you do some insert, after that insert, what should happen? What should happen? Obviously it has to maintain the data, right? So for that you have to use this after insert or for insert. Okay, so anyway, so let's go for an example so that you'll get an idea. Yeah, so let me take an employee table. Let's say I'll go with Adventure Works, where we have some proper details here, like employee underscore department. Let's see what is there in this. Okay, we have this data. Okay, and I'll just go and drop that column base. Okay, that is active column is there, no? So I'll simply go and drop it, or we can make an is active equals to 1 also. Alter table name, and then drop column is active. Now this is done. Right? Yeah. Now we'll go for the first, which trigger I'm going to create means, first we'll talk about, insert trigger. Okay, the insert trigger means, insert means what? It is a DML operation, correct? So we are going to create insert DML trigger actually. Okay, so which means whenever somebody is inserting something, I need to get that information in my audit. Okay. Yeah, so before creating table, first and foremost thing what you need to do is, you need to create an audit table, guys. Okay, you need to create an audit table similar to your table. So the original table, whatever you have, right? Similarly, you have to create an audit table. Okay. So what you can do is, so how do you get only structure into the other table?
Top 0.
Top 0 or where 1 equals to 2. Right? Yes. Select star into, I'll just say employee underscore department audit table. Okay. And we can just simply say like where 1 is not equals to 2. Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
It should be 1 equal to 2, right?
1 equal to
Sorry. I'll drop the table. Okay. Only structure is there in the table now. So basically in the audit table now, I also, I mean, not only the guy name and the server name, not only the guy name and the server name will maintain, but also what he inserted, what record he inserted, that also will maintain. Okay. So that's why I have, called employee name, salary, employee ID, department, all the column names. Okay. Along with this, we'll also create, we'll also add few more columns to audit table, and I'll tell you what are those names. Okay. Alter table name. Just alter table name. Okay. And then add the column name. The column name is, let's say I want to maintain that developer name who has done that. Okay. I'll not say developer name. I'll just make it as username. Okay. So varchar of
100.
Okay.
Varchar.
Now, yeah. Now I just want to maintain the server name as well. Okay. See, we are using this server name, right? Correct. That server name also I need to maintain. Yeah. From which server he has logged in and done that operation. So I'll just go and say like server name, and also what date he has modified that or he inserted that. Okay. So I'll just say like date, and we can maintain a time also, date time. Okay. Comma. Now what he has done, whether it is insert or update or delete. Okay. And I'll make it as status or action, anything we can, no issues. Okay. I'll just say action, what action he performed, and varchar of 100. Yeah. See, along with this data, right, we also required all this information so that we have enough information to prove what he has done. Correct?
Yes.
Understand?
Yeah.
Yeah. In my audit table, along with the table, whatever structure we have, so we'll also maintain the extra columns. Can you please mute everyone? Yeah. So what I'm saying is, in my audit table, whatever columns for my original table, right, the same columns needs to be maintained. Along with that, you also need to maintain a few more columns like username, server name, dates, and actions. Okay. This much is enough, to prove that this guy has inserted this record. Okay. At that particular point of time in this particular server. Okay. Yeah. So now the table has been created. This is the step 1, guys. Okay. Creating an audit table. Yeah. I'll also say like step 1. Creating an audit table. Right. Yes. Next. Now we'll go and create the trigger. Let me show you what is the syntax for it. Create trigger name, guys. Okay. Trigger name. We'll just keep tr underscore. Okay. What trigger we are performing? Insert trigger. Okay. On top of what table? Employee underscore table. Okay. You can keep something like this, or tr underscore table name. underscore, then what action you're performing. Okay. Yeah. Create trigger name for which table you are creating the trigger, you have to mention here. Okay, because we don't know in which table that insert or update delete is performing, right? So you have to mention that for the trigger, for which table we want to maintain the audit. Employee department table, right? So you have to mention not for, actually it is on, sorry. On table name. Okay, on whichever table you want to create the trigger, right? You have to mention on table name, guys. Okay, and you no need to put any columns here because trigger will be created for the entire table, not for specific column. Okay. Yeah. Now create trigger name on table name. Okay, for insert. Okay, why we are creating this insert? This trigger means, you know, for insert operation, for insert action, correct? Yes.
Yeah.
Or instead of for, right, you can put after insert also. Both are remain same, guys. Both will act like same only. Yeah. After insert. 1 second. Huh? Yeah, sorry. Yeah, create trigger name on table name after insert. Okay.
Because here trigger table name should come employee underscore department underscore audit. Right?
No, audit table will not keep it over here. Audit table will help us to insert the data inside the trigger. Okay.
Then we are inserting main table, sir.
No. See, the trigger we are creating on the table. Okay. So I'll tell you, you'll understand. Okay. Don't worry.
Okay.
Yeah. Now after insert, you know what will happen, we'll see. So maybe before going to that, see, basically when you create a trigger, what will happen means the person is trying to insert the data into the table, right?
Okay.
Some values, some data he is trying to insert. In such case, what will happen when there is a trigger, right? It will. So what is the definition? I said it's an automatic fire and action, correct? Yes. So whenever this where we are inserting into the main table, immediately it will check whether there is a trigger is there or not. Okay. So there is a trigger on top of the table, correct?
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
So that to insert trigger it is, right? So whenever we insert something into the table, what will happen means, you know, immediately the trigger will, I mean, it will go and, you know, what you can say, it will go and fire this trigger. You no need to do anything. That's what I said. It's an automatic fire action. When you do insert, this insert trigger will automatically fire an action. Okay. Yeah. Now it will, that's why I kept here the main table, because in the main table only we are going to insert the data, right?
Yes.
Yes. So that's why. Yeah. Now after insert, what should happen? Okay. So here, once the insert is performing, where and all the data will go and insert this? Tell me.
The main table and the audit table, both.
No. In the main table, when you insert the data, where and all it will go and insert?
Main table and in synonyms.
Backup table.
Main table and in
Main
synonyms.
table and audit table.
One is LDF, correct?
Okay.
Another is MDF. What else?
Synonyms.
Memory.
Do you remember magic tables?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So I mean, long back we discussed.
Yes.
Inserted table it will go, correct?
Yes.
Now this magic table will help us actually. Okay. So whenever you done an insert statement, it will go and keep the data in the LDF, MDF, and inserted magic tables as well. Okay. So once it has been done all these operations, okay, then it will fire the trigger, guys. When it will fire the trigger means it will go and execute the trigger logic. Okay. So it will go over here and it will just check whether it is after insert or not. If it is after insert, it will come into the below logic. Okay, understand? The flow is understand, right?
Can you explain one more time, sir?
Yeah. So what I'm saying is, whenever you do an insert operation, we have a trigger on top of it, let's say. Okay. Now, when we perform this insert operation, usually the data will go and sits in LDF, MDF and inserted magic table, right?
Okay.
Okay. So once this operation is done, the SQL server immediately check whether there is an trigger is there or not. If there is a trigger, it will fire it. Fire means it will execute that trigger. Okay. And when it is executing this trigger, it will just check this condition whether it is after insert or not. Now we are performing insert only, right?
Yes, sir.
So
Here
we
after
just
insert in the sense?
So after insert means after this insert statement. Okay. After this insert statement, this logic should get executed. Okay. Now after insert, now what we will do is, so see, the thing is, whatever data he has inserted, so that's the same data I need to get it into my audit table also, correct? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Whatever he inserted, the same data I need to get it from my inserted table. From into my audit table also. But it's not easy to get from LDF and MDF, correct? It's not very easy. Okay, but we have a magic table, right?
Yes.
Correct.
Yes.
We have a magic table. See, what this magic table will do is, whatever structure we have for this table, okay, whatever structure we have this table, right, with the same structure, it will create a table called inserted. Okay, and whatever record we have inserted, that record will be stored in the inserted magic table. For an example, this is my employee table. Now I inserted one record 1. Okay. Now in my LDF file also I have a record 1, and in my MDF also the record 1 will be there, correct?
Yes.
Yes.
And even my inserted table also we have the record 1 with the same structure, guys. How many columns are there? All the columns will be there, and the number of records also will be there.
Yes.
Here.
Yeah.
Now maybe in this table, right, previously we may have some records also, old records. Okay, that will not dumped into the inserted will always maintain the fresh data, whatever you're inserting. Getting it? What I mean to say, initially I don't have a trigger. Let's say in my table already some data is there, 10 records are there. Now using the insert statement, I'm inserting only one row.
Okay.
So now in my LDF and MDF and inserted, right, only this one row will get sit. That's it, not 10 records, because these are the old records in my employee table. These are already inserted. Okay. Whatever new record you're inserting, only that will maintain in your magic table. Do remember? Understand? It can be one row, it can be 2 rows, no issue. But whatever you're recently inserting, right, that will be maintained in the inserted magic table. Are you clear, everyone?
Yes.
No questions, right? Okay. Now in this case, see, in my audit table, what data should store? Tell me.
Employee logs.
Whatever the insert operation, whatever he is inserting, correct?
Yes.
Whatever recently he is inserting, that record should go into the audit table, correct?
Yes.
And where that recent records will be stored?
Magic tables.
In the magic table, correct? So now, yeah, maybe some people may have a doubt that, sir, employee department table also have that recent records, right?
Yes.
Because before firing the trigger, the insert is performing and the main table have the data, right?
Yeah.
But the problem is here. So it has recent records, let's say 2 recent records are. It has the recent records, it has the old records as well, correct? How do you get to know which are recent, which are old when you try to insert from the main table? We didn't know, correct?
Yeah.
So that's why we always needs to use the magic table to dump the data into the table. Okay. So let me write insert into audit table. Insert into, where is the audit table? So now we have to go for C. Your audit table also exists. Your magic table also exists now. What is the syntax to insert the data from one table to another table if it is exist?
Insert into new table from old table.
Can you please mute? If both the tables are exist, what is the syntax to insert the data from one table to another?
Insert into table name, select from another table.
Insert into table name, select from another table, correct? Select, okay, yeah, and then I'll put star from which table? Exactly, the inserted magic table, correct? I think here as is required, I think. 1 second. As or begin. 1 second. Some syntax is missing. As begin is mandatory. As is mandatory, I think. Even 1 second, let me check. Yeah, let's see if it is works, then we'll not keep begin, otherwise we'll keep the begin. Yeah, but as is mandatory. Yeah, so select insert into my audit table, select star from my inserted. Why I'm choosing the magic table? Because my magic tables contains the recent records, correct? Okay, now does the number of columns between source and destination tables are same?
No, sir. No, sir.
Here we have limited columns, right?
Yeah.
But my employee table required more columns, correct?
Yes.
So what are the extra columns I need?
That server name, username.
First of all, username, correct?
Yeah.
To get the username, we have a system defined function actually. So I think it is current user. Okay.
Okay.
So when you bring that function, right? When you bring that function, so automatically whomsoever log in with that credential, right, username and all, that will automatically send it to that table, that column, whatever column. See, star means only 4 columns, and when you put comma, extra column will come over here, correct? This is the extra column, and this will go and sits in the username column, right? And then comma, and what else we required? We got the username, and then in my audit table, what under the columns I do have? See, we got the username now, correct? Now the server name we required, right? To get the server name, we have
has added some new columns.
Thank you, sir. Scale.
Yeah. Yeah, can you see? Can you see my screen? Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So what I'm saying is, to get the name, see here totally we have how many columns? These many columns are there. Employee ID, name, salary, department name, all these things, correct? Now from my inserted table, I got all these columns, right?
Yes.
But username, server name not there in my inserted table. So that's why using the system defined functions and also system defined global variables, so we'll get this information, username, server name, everything. So this current user function will give us that username whomsoever login, and that server name will give us this server name whomsoever login with this server. Okay. And then date, how do you get the date? Today's date, the exact date whenever you insert. So we'll go for a get date. Okay. And what else? We need a action. The action you can directly hard code it like this. Okay. So what action is performing? Insert, right? Inserting a new record, correct?
Yeah.
So you can just simply put new record is inserted. You can directly put like this, no issues. Okay. And you can put begin end. I don't think so it is mandatory, but let it be, no issues. I'll keep begin and end. Yeah, that's it, guys. So now
what is the necessity of begin and end here, loop?
It's not mandatory to have it, but when you keep it, the logic will be behind, in between this begin and end. That's it. Okay. It's not necessarily to keep begin and end. Yeah. Yeah. Now I'll go and create this table, and here column list, if you want, you can mention it. Otherwise, it is not required.
Okay.
Now the command is successfully executed, right? Now, when you go and check your audit table, it is empty. Okay, nothing will be there because still we haven't performed any insert operation into the table, right? Okay. Now, when you see your main table have some data, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Now, let me insert a record into this table, and we'll see what will happen. Insert into my table name, values, and one person is trying to insert a record, and that is 101. And let's say Ajay and some salary, and then let's say support. Okay, so let's insert this and we'll see what will happen. Okay, now you see when I inserted a record, usually it has to show only one row affected, correct?
Yes.
But now it is showing one row affected, one row affected. Why?
One row affected in main
Automatically
table, one row
insert in
affected
audit
in
table.
audit table.
And in
Exactly.
employee depart.
So in the main table, it will go and inserted one record first. Okay. So once in the when it is inserting means obviously in the backend, it maintained that record in LDF, MDF, and inserted magic table also. Okay. Now, once that is done, we have a trigger on top of it, correct?
Yeah.
Because on the table we created it. So it will automatically fire it. Fire means it will just start executing it. And first it will check whether it is really after insert or not. It is proper, right? After insert only. It will go inside this condition and it will bring the data. How many records we inserted into this? One record. The magic table contains first record only, correct?
Yeah.
So that record, it will just star means all the columns will come along with that. So it will bring all this data and put it in this table. Okay.
Okay.
Now, when you go and check your audit table, first of all, main table, you see whether the record is. Yes, he inserted this record 101. Okay. Now, let me go and check you the audit table. Can you see? The audit table maintained the same record, correct?
Yeah.
And maybe the user is DBO. Let me just modify it. Okay. Maybe it is bringing DBO. Let me just modify that. Okay. Maybe some other function we have to use. Now the server name and the date and this record has been inserted. Okay. And who has inserted that will change it. The logic needs to be changed. Okay. So now whenever you do something, so I can able to get this information, correct?
Yes.
Now I can easily come to know, right? Okay, this guy has inserted this record on a particular date. And what is that record also I can easily get to know, right?
Why DBO is coming at the place of username?
Sorry?
Why DBO is coming at the place of username?
Because this function, maybe this is not the function. There is some other function we need to use. Let me just check. Something called system and underscore user, I think. Let me just check. This is the one we need to use. Okay, because when you see, when I'm using this server name now, okay, it is using Windows authentication and the username it is using Windows. Okay, to get this username, we have to use the system user, not the current user. Yeah. So now we already defined the logic, right? How to change this means we can alter that.
Alter.
We have an option to alter that. Okay. So you can simply go and change here and alter this. That's it. Okay. Now if I go and reinsert one more record, let's say 102, and I'll just say Sanjay and 1 lakh and IT. Now you see one row affected, one row affected. And when you go and execute this, can you see? Now it came, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Yes,
let me show you. Let's say if somebody else is using this server and they're doing it, whether it will capture that particular name or not, we'll see. Okay. But before that, we need to log in with a different name, no? Yes or no?
Yes.
Now
Yes.
I'll use the SQL Server authentication, guys. Okay. Let me see. One second, I'll tell you what is meant by SQL Server authentication. Okay. Now, see, SQL Server authentication means specifically they will give us for every user separate username and password. Okay. And you can also create by your own. I'll show you how to create it. Now I have created a username is user1 and the password is something. Okay. Password is iterate of 1 2 3 I have put. Okay. And see, now I'm using SQL Server authentication. This is the username and password. When I click on connect, it will get connect to the same server, but the user is different. Correct?
Different. Okay.
Okay. Now let's see what will happen. Now, see, now still it is not connecting to user1 because can you see here the name? Still it is pointing to the old only. Okay. What you can do, you can try inserting into the, you just open this and open a new query window here. Can you see the user has been changed now?
Yeah.
Okay. Now here we will perform one more insert operation and we'll see whether it will really capture that that information or not, the user information. Okay. Okay. I'm inserting it. Yeah, again it is showing that. Let me just see. Where is that? Yeah, when you go to audit table, can you see? Now I log in with user1 and it is capturing this information. Understand?
Okay. Yeah.
Getting it, everyone?
Yeah.
Okay. So now this is the about the insert. Let's say they're deleting it. Okay. They're trying to deleting it. In such case, what you need? Now you need to create what?
Trigger.
You need to create one more trigger, guys. Okay, for delete. Understand?
Okay.
See, basically we can do all the operations in one trigger also, but that we'll discuss later. Let's do differently. Okay. So what you can do here, you can just put delete trigger. And what is the action here?
Delete.
After delete, this has to execute, right? And then here, so when you delete something, where it will go?
Deleted.
Deleted magic table.
Yeah, in the deleted magic table, that data will be exist, right? Now from the deleted, you need to get the deleted record. Do remember it. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, and remaining things are same. And what is the action?
Sir, we are manually entering that action. You know,
which
New
action?
record is deleted.
that new record is inserted and manually.
This action you can directly hard code it, no issues. Okay, the system will not tell us. Okay, we have to, in the logic level, we have to put it. Okay. Yeah. Now you can, what you can do is we can say like record is deleted.
Record deleted.
The action we can directly hard code in the logic. Okay, no issues. Now I'm going to create this. Sorry.
49th line we insert into employee details.
This is
Then-
same only. See, whenever you delete or insert or update, right? That records I need to maintain in my audit table, which means insert will be remain same into the audit.
Okay.
Here we are getting from the inserted magic table, whereas here we are getting the deleted information from the deleted magic. But the ultimate destination table will be
Audit.
audit table, correct?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Let me create it. And I'll go and perform a delete operation here. Delete from main table, where my employee ID equals to 1. Record is deleted. And see the audit. Can you see? Record is deleted. 1 second.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello, sir.
Wait.
Wait.
Again, connection has been lost.
Screen is sharing, right?
Yeah, I think that's all for today. So I cannot continue the class. Okay, we'll continue tomorrow. I'll upload the video. Okay.
Sir,
Yeah.
sir, please join today's doubt class, sir.
Evening class.
Evening class, sir.
Actually,
Please join, sir.
I'm a bit busy, so that's why
So
today
in
onwards I'll join in
T-SQL,
person.
we have lot of doubts, sir.
Yeah. So I'll join tomorrow, yeah.
Yes, sir.
Okay, sir.
You try to create these triggers, okay, and then let me know, and tomorrow we'll continue. Okay.
Yeah, sir.
Yes, sir.
Few topics are here which should be relooked.
Sorry.
Hey, bye.
I'm not getting. There is a lot of background noise. Okay.
Sir, sir, lot of lot of doubts in T-SQL, sir.
1 second. I'll stop the recording. Then you can talk.